Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to do one more JavaScript project which is pop-up, and we are going to see in this video how exactly we are going to add a pop-up in our HTML web page using JavaScript. Okay, so let's have a quick demo of what exactly we have to do. And on my screen you can see this is the demo page, and there are not much content for the website. I have just like pop-up as heading and some headings and all, but the thing which we have to focus is on this particular button. Okay, once I click on this button, it will going to give us a login pop-up. Okay, from there user can log in. So let's click on this, and you see this is how the pop-up is coming, and you can see in the background as well, you can see the background what content is there as well, and the generally it's focused on this card, and we can see we have this username and log password, and also the cancel and login button as well. Okay, so if I click on cancel, it will going to hide the pop-up as well. So this particular thing we are going to see using JavaScript. Yes. So as you can see on my screen, I have created one more separate folder for this pop-up using JavaScript. The folder name we have, and in that folder I have created HTML, CSS, and JavaScript file, which is the same name, index. And also I have added the HTML content, which is like right now I don't think so necessary to show, because like it's just normal content which you can see from the other CSS videos as well. Okay, it's just like simple. We have a header, we have a navigation bar, and we have some content. That's it. Okay, nothing is special in this, but we have to see how exactly we are going to have the pop-up and the CSS as well, and lastly we'll have how we exactly going to handle the JavaScript to have a click event and get that pop-up visible to us. Okay, so that's the focus we have to do in this particular video. So that's why I have just added this whole content here. Okay, the HTML content, and linked the CSS file and some basic HTML like CSS, which is like background color for container, and for header the flex box and some padding, and the border bottom you can see. And for spans, we have a span, right? This pop-up. So for that, some font size, and UL also we have to take as flex, because we want the list item into the row wise as well. So that's why we have flex here, and some weight. And for list item we have like cursor pointer and font size as well. And whenever it's active, we are making it to a font size like 17 pixel. You can see on click, you can see the font is changing. And for the content we just have like some weight like 80%, and our margin auto from left and right side, because we want the content to be center. You can see we want some gap on the left and right side, that's why we have that. And lastly we have heading, just have some margin and the border bottom. That's it. Okay, nothing else. But let's see how exactly we can have a structure, HTML structure for the pop-up, and then we are going to jump into the CSS as well. Yes. So let's see the HTML structure for the pop-up. Okay, so let's have a div here. Okay, in this div we can say it as pop-up container. Okay, I'll say container, and I need to have a card. Okay, as we saw in the demo, we have a full screen which is transparent black, and in the middle we have the card. Okay, so that is pop-up card we can say. And in this we're going to have three divs. We know that what three divs we need. First is for header, which is pop-up. I'll just copy this class name and say here header, and inside that let's say login. Okay, and let's have the content as well. Let's say content, and we'll have few things in that. We'll add in a moment, and then action. Okay, so in the action we'll basically have two buttons. First is cancel, second is login. Okay, and in the content let's add these things. Okay, so let's have two divs first, instead of having directly label, and we can have a shortcut again. Okay, so div into two, which will generate this thing. And again, right now you see I want to apply the same class names for these two divs. So what you can do is you can have div3 dot, you say card field. Okay, now you see okay, actually I have generated three, but you see it's generated with the class name as well. Okay, so again I'll show you div, let's say two now only. Okay, then dot. Okay, So because dot we are using because of the class. Now if you use hash, it will going to generate in an ID. Okay, so I'll say dot and the called and the field. Okay, card fields we want. Okay, now let's have a label in it saying that username, and let's have a input tag here as text. Yeah, this is correct. I don't need name, but ID we can take it as username, and same ID we can provide for this label as for. Okay, and let's create same thing. I'll just copy paste in this as well for the password. Okay, so let's say password here as password, and we need to make sure that these all things are changed. Okay, password and type as well, we want password. Okay, because text will reveal our password, so that's why. And I think, yeah, okay, so this is the whole thing which we have for the pop-up we can see here. Okay, and let's open in the reviewer previewer as well, and how it's exactly looking. In the bottom we can see here, but we want this whole thing as a pop-up. Okay, so let's jump into CSS and see how exactly we can design that. Yes, so let's open this first in a live preview so we can see in the browser totally, and here we have the demo as well, so it's completely similar. Yeah, okay, so it will not going to give us anything, but we have in the bottom. So let's start doing the pop-up CSS. So let me have the first class name, which is the container. First we have to create a background, full background, but what exactly, whenever you do pop-up, right, we have to use position as fixed. Okay, because if you scroll something, right now we don't have that much scroll here. Okay, but if you have some scroll as well, it will not going to scroll. Okay, the pop-up stays in the same position on the screen, not on the web page. Okay, you know guys, what is on page and on screen. Okay, I think you have already saw the video on position fix and absolute. If you haven't checked out, link in the description, you can check out that one. So let's apply the position fixed, and I'll say from top 0 and from left as well 0. And let's go back and let's see. Now you see it's coming here, which is completely perfect, but we need to have some width and height as well. Okay, so I'll say width as 100% and height as 100 VH, because we want the full height of the screen. We are getting it, we can't see it because the background is not there. So let's have background for now as black, and we can go back and see this is how it is looking, but we need to make it transparent. That we can do very easily. Instead of hex value, we can say RBGA. Okay, which is color with the opacity. Okay, we can say, or the blur, that you can say. So first thing 000, which is black color totally, and alpha value is the opacity one. So I'll say 0.5 for now. Okay, and I'll show you how exactly it is looking. So you see, this is how the background will going to change. This is a black color totally. Okay, so let's say red. Okay, now you see, this is red but transparent. Okay, it's up to you what exactly you want to use. I want to prefer black color mostly whenever I do pop-up, but sometimes I don't prefer anything, because I'll just take the pop-up in the center and that's it. Okay, so sometimes based on the requirements we have to change few things. Okay, and now this particular form or the card we want in a center. Okay, so for center we know that we can use flex on the parent, because card is a child we also have for the container. Okay, so flex, justify content center, and align item as center. Okay, now you see we got it here. So let's apply the CSS on card, and let's apply here card. I'll say width as 350 pixel, and background color, which we have to take it. Okay, so we can take it from here. Okay, but we don't know what exactly the color is. Okay, but we have a website which we can go and we can check, which is this particular website. Okay, which is Pickit. Okay, let's go there, and we know that we can have upload photo or URL, or we can paste the image as well. Okay, let's paste the image, and we have this particular image here. Okay, so let's go pick the color from here, and this is the color we have for the background. Okay, let's go and let's apply that color, and yeah, let's come back to our actual page, and we'll have this color here. Okay, let's have the border radius as well. Okay, I'll say only 5 pixel for now, and yeah, that's looking good. And now let's apply the CSS for header. Okay, so for that, let's go here, let's copy the header class. First thing I want to do is I want to apply padding 10 pixel, let's say. Yes, and from left and right side I can have 20 pixel. Okay, let's have it reverse. Okay, from top and bottom let's have 20 pixel, and from the left and right let's have 10 pixel. Okay, that's looking nice. Okay, we just need to increase the size of the span, okay, which we have in the header. So let's target span. Font size, let's say 24 pixel, and font weight as well 600. Okay, now let's see. Yep, it's looking properly. And do we have, yeah, so for the font family, right, I have applied only sans serif. Okay, and in the universal tag, these css I have applied before for this particular thing. That time I have applied font family as sans serif. Okay, that I'm using currently. And yes, we have our header here. Let's go for the content class. Let's copy this one, and here basically I'll going to have some padding inside this. I'll say 10 pixel from top and 15 pixel from left and right side. Okay, so this is how we are getting it. Now then we have the card field. Okay, so with the card field we can set our input tags. So let's have width as 100%, and let's go back and see. Yes, so this is how we are getting it. And let's say height as well, 35 pixel. Yes, and one more thing, you can see we have some gap in between this card uh, field. Okay, I can say, because those are the divs we have, right? So let's have margin bottom. Okay, for this margin bottom, 10 pixel maybe fine. Yes, 10 pixel is completely fine, or let's say 15 pixel. And here for the input, what I can do is I can have a 5 pixel on top margin. Okay, because this particular username is like completely attached to this text box. Okay, so for that, let's have in the text box margin top as 5 pixel, and we are good to go. Now we have to apply the color for this, and also see the text is coming on the left, so much left. Okay, so for that we can do padding left as 10 or 15 pixels, maybe that's fine. Yes, you can see this is the thing we are going to get, and we need the color for the background for the text boxes. Okay, so we can get it from the Pickit, which is this screenshot from the demo. Okay, let's click on color picker, and this color we want, and this is the color. Let's copy it, and let's go back here, and let's apply the background color. Okay, so yep, I have applied, but you can see the border and outline will going to come up and will mess the design. So we have to just make it none, both the things. Okay, and now it will be proper design. Okay, it's up to you, you want to apply the border radius or not. I'll just apply for 2 pixel border radius, because both way it's looking fine. Okay, that's why I'm saying. Now either way, like, you can apply placeholder also. The demo, in the demo we don't have it, but let's have it here. Enter username, because placeholder will make sure like what exactly you want to say to the user. Okay, enter password, that's fine. Yes, now you see it's looking like little better. Okay, better than nothing. So let's go with the actions one. Okay, so let me copy this. Let's go here. Let's have this thing. So let's say padding first, 10 pixel and 20 pixel from left and right side. So it will come here, and let's target the button tag. Okay, with this. So we'll say width as 100 pixel and height as 35 pixel. Okay, and you can see now this is looking like this, and we want to have this particular color. Okay, this is completely like this is a linear gradient. Okay, there are two colors, so we'll get this color and we'll apply it for this thing. Okay, so I'll just click on the picker, and from the left side color we'll take this color, copy it, and let's go back to background. We'll take linear gradient, and I'll say 45 degrees, and I'll say comma the first color, comma the next color. We'll take it from this, from the right side, and this is the color for that. Okay, let's apply here, and let's go back and let's see in the demo. Yeah, now you can see we are getting like this. Let's change the border radius first. Border radius to 50 pixel. Border, let's remove none, and outline, let's remove that as well. Okay, none. And color, let's take white for that, or you can say white directly. I'll say hash fff. That's a good practice to use hex codes. Okay, now you see we are getting buttons properly. and I need some cursor on that. Okay, pointer is not the cursor. Now you see it's looking good. And also you can do one more thing. Once you click here, it should like make it small, the size and all. Whenever it's active, we can say. Okay. On however, I will not going to apply anything for now. So for the active, let's say scale 0.95. Okay. So let's go back. If I click here, you see small effect is coming. Okay. This effect we can get it from the pseudo element which is active. Okay. So I think we are good with the design. Now we have to jump into the JavaScript and see how exactly we can toggle this thing. Okay, toggle our pop-up. Yes. So before going into the JavaScript, let's create one more class here. After this container, I'll say dot popup, not card. I'll say none. Okay, and I'll apply display as none. Okay, so we know that different types of displays we have, like flex, block, inline, none. Okay, so none means it will going to make it none. Okay, and we will apply this class into the container. Okay, pop-up container. We can apply like multiple classes, we know that, right? Give a space and apply the other class, and now what it will going to do is it will going to make it hidden. Okay, see, this is our actual project. I'll just remove the demo and the Pickit. So you can see we are not getting it. If I don't apply this, you are going to get the pop-up here. Okay, so I'll just apply for now, because by default we want it to make it none only. That's why we have this particular thing. Okay, so we want it to make it hidden first, and whenever I click on login, that time it should be making it visible. Okay, so now the simple thing we have to do with the JavaScript. Okay, so dynamically what we can do is we can add or remove class names. Okay, right now you see pop-up none is here. I can dynamically remove this class name with using JavaScript. Okay, so if you remove this particular thing, it will make it this particular toggle effect. Okay, I clicked on login, it removed this. When I click on cancel, it will add this particular class. Okay, this is what we have to do. Simple. Okay, click on login, remove this pop-up none class, click on cancel button, add it back. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Okay, so let's see how exactly we can do. For that, I'll just open a JavaScript file here. Okay, the left side I need, and here. Okay, now first thing we have to take the target of the node. Okay, so for that, for this particular pop-up, I'll say ID. Okay, and let's say pop up as a ID for our pop-up. Okay, because we need to get this particular node. Okay, once we got the node, then only we can uh, add the class or remove the class that we can do. Okay, so let's go here, and what I'll do is I'll create one variable as pop-up, everything caps I'm using for now. Document dot get element by id. This thing we saw in the last video as well. We have like document as a DOM representation. From that we have one method as get element by id. With this method we can get the element, HTML element from the DOM. Okay, with the id we can get the element. Okay, so this is how you can provide pop-up. Okay, so we got the pop-up in JavaScript. Now what we have to do is on a click. Okay, because we have to click on login button, we have to click on cancel in order to add or remove the class. Okay, so we need to have two functions. Okay, so first function I'll say open pop-up. Okay, this is the first function. One more function I'll create which will close pop-up. Okay, so there are two functions. So open pop-up will going to be applied in our list item, or you wherever you want. Okay, so there you can provide it. So I'll just remove whatever is there existingly. We can see list item login here we have, and also we have this login ID which we don't require now. We have only list item as login. Here you can have a click event which we can say on click, and here you can provide this particular method name which is open pop-up. Okay, and if you directly provide it, it will not going to run because you need to call it, which is function call you have to give, or the parenthesis. Okay, so once you click this, it will going to call it. Okay, this particular method it will call, and whatever we do here it will going to apply. If we are going to do with something with the pop-up, it will going to apply for the pop-up. Okay, so let's close this, and whenever I click on close button, so it should run this particular method. Okay, for that what we can do is we can go to this and we can go to cancel button, and here also we can have a on click event. Okay, and which will say this particular thing, and make sure you are calling the method or the function. You have to call it, okay, then only it will run. And now you see we have functions ready. We just need to write the logic, okay. So let's have for the open first, okay. So what I'll do here is I'll have this pop up, then you have to write dot class list, okay. Class list will going to will it is also a object, okay. In that you'll have a few methods which we can use to add or remove the class names from the HTML node or the element, okay. So let's have a add class, okay. Or maybe like what we have is whenever like we want to open it, we need to remove this class, okay. For this particular classes we already have pop-up none, okay. We need to remove it, okay. So for the open we have to have remove, and what we have to remove is we want to remove this particular class, okay. So make sure you are providing pop-up none, okay, not pop-up container, okay. It will going to mess up the CSS, okay. So yeah, this is it, okay. This is the only single line you have to do whenever you click on this open pop-up, which means the list item login. Whenever this function calls up, this pop-up will going to remove the class list or class name which we have provided, which is pop-up none, okay. The same thing we have to do whenever you want to close it, okay. So closing means making none class active, okay. So here instead of remove you can have add, okay, because during the closing of this I want to add this none class to it, so it will make the pop-up none or the invisible, okay, that we can say. So this is it, this is the logic we have to write. This is the simple logic. We are doing only one thing on click event. Whenever a user click open pop-up, it will going to remove this pop-up none, which is making this pop-up invisible. But once you remove it, it will going to make it visible, and once you click on close button, it will going to add this class again to that this div, and because of that it will going to make it invisible again. Yes, so let's check in the browser how exactly it's working, okay. So let's click on login, okay. So once I click on login, as per the logic, it should make it visible, okay. Yeah, now you say it's not doing anything. We can know how why it's exactly, okay. So let's open DevTools. Let's debug it why exactly. So you can see here uncaught reference error, open pop-up is not defined in it HTML element dot on click, okay. So it's saying that open pop-up is not defined. This is saying because we didn't import this file in our HTML, okay. So don't forget to uh, import this as I forgot, okay. So let's say src dot slash index.js, okay. Now let's go back and let's click on login again. Now you see it's making it active, okay. So we can see in this as well. I'll just refresh, okay. I'll just refresh and I'll show you the DOM object totally, okay. Now you see here, this is our pop-up, okay. Pop-up container, pop-up ID, no pop-up none, okay. So the moment I click on login button, it should make this pop-up none class remove, okay. So let's see, clicked, it removed this, okay. Now if I click on cancel, it will again add it. Now you see this is the actual HTML element, this is the nodes, okay. So if I click on cancel, now you see it added that class, okay. So what is exactly happening is it just removing the class and adding the class, and with that we are getting such a nice effect like a pop-up. This is a pop-up, complete pop-up, okay. So you click login, it's showing pop-up, click cancel, it's going out, okay, because it's adding this class again. We are seeing that live, okay, on this DOM object. So this is about it, and one more thing we can see in few websites you might seen, okay. What exactly will happen is you go to their website, and after 2 or 5 seconds it automatically shows you a pop-up to register, okay. That also we can do. What exactly we have to do is we know that there is a set timeouts, set intervals and all, okay. So we'll use set timeout directly here, okay. I'll use set timeout here, and here what we can do is we know that we need the set timeout will have a function first, and it don't need any name, then the how many seconds, okay. So we'll say after 5 seconds or 500 milliseconds I want to do this particular thing, which is open pop-up, okay. So let's do this. I'll refresh, okay. We can wait 5 seconds and it should automatically throw us this pop-up. I haven't clicked here, it automatically throwing is, okay. I'll refresh again, okay. My cursor is here, you can see, okay. So with the set timeout, what exactly we are doing is we are adding the class which is making this pop-up activated after 5 seconds. Okay. So this kind of thing you can do with the set timeout as well. Okay. So what you have to do is you just need to remove the class which is making your pop-up invisible. That's it. Okay. So yes, guys, this is about the pop-up project where, using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.